he wasn't even supposed to start at that spot. He's supposed to be one of I Bleav, the strong side backer. And I mean, with Caleb Bacon's injury, he had to step in there, and he's just been amazing there. I mean, the best thing about this is that these young linebackers are going to be able to get very, very good reps in. So at the time when we're going to be playing tougher teams within the next few weeks, they'll be ready for this stretch run that we got. But let's get in. First, before we get into this, I'm going to share a few notes that I took from the weekly Tuesday press conference from Matt Campbell. So it looks like the running back by committee thing is going to continue. Campbell did say that each the running backs are going to have to continue to earn their right to play, which means that I feel like there's not going to be a one back system. And I mean, the two running back system has been pretty good the last few games. We've run for over at least 220 yards the last two games. So the offensive line, just in that sense, has improved a lot. So I found that very, very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, Jalen Jackson this year, he's been a great compliment to Abu Sama. And we know Abu Sama is like the home run hitter. He'll get you like those long touchdowns. I mean, we saw in the game against Houston. But what we also saw in the game against Houston is Jalen Jackson, who's more than capable of making those big plays, but he's like a more downhill kind of runner. He goes like finds a lane and just straight just, like uses his speed. Whereas Abu Sama was like kind of more like using his like agility and patience to try to find an open lane, sometimes to his own detriment. But I mean, having this depth is an issue that's good for this team because I mean, Abu Sama may not be getting as many carries as he did last year, but that's because we have guys that can step in when he's not on the field who can produce just as good.
Yeah, and one of the other things which I also think will help in the run game more is that Steve Klotz, it looked like he was a game time decision last week, but up until game time, they decided that he wasn't going to play. But it looks like he may be able to be in for Saturday's game, which will be huge, and I think will be big for the receiving game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just very glad to hear like he's a game time decision, and honestly, just I think we tried that power eye that we tried a few times against Arkansas State when they worked with Steve Klotz. Last week we tried it a few times, it didn't really work out as much, and I think we kind of missed a presence like Steve Klotz, who is like a pass catching tight end that can also block really well. But I mean, in general, the tight end room was blocking well just throughout the season, and it continues.
Yeah, I like that Maryland Eye set because they passed out of it, but it took a superhuman effort from the Houston defensive end to break that pass away. Otherwise, Trip Walsh probably would have had that. But it's going to be nice to have Steve back. And then it looks like also I heard that Trevor Burrett might be getting more snaps because Dylan Barrett had a few very bad procedural penalties in the previous game. So I look for Trevor Bird to probably get more snaps in that right guard.
Yeah. Just that line in general has been good to hear. I mean, speaking of the line, Jaylen Travis had himself a pretty nice game.
Man, he was
and
mauling.
Man, what an asset he is on the offensive line.
Yeah, man, when you have a mauler like that, and with his size 6'9", 335, yeah, he's a great asset to have on the line.
And again, he comes from Princeton. He comes from an Ivy League school, so you know he's got a pretty good like general IQ and a pretty high football IQ. So you know he's got like that understanding. He understands like assignments and the techniques and whatnot. So just that football IQ from Jaylen Travis is a really key tool to have.